Good afternoon, softball fans. Welcome to tonight's game between the Mason Comets and the Colerain Cardinals. We're here at Mason High School, home of the Comets, for this second game in the GMC schedule for both teams. Comets come in with a record of 2-0, 1-0 in the GMC, and Colerain comes in with a record of 1-3, and they are 1-0 also in the GMC. My name is Dave Buffenbarger. Alongside me tonight is Eric Bishop. And Eric, what do you think about tonight's game?
I think this is actually going to be a really good matchup today. I'm looking out here in left field, and the wind is blowing like ridiculous. It's about 25, 30 mile an hour wind gusts at times. I think it's going to make it challenging and very difficult. It's kind of a leveler for both teams, and so it's a little bit of a wild card. I'm interested to see what happens here today. I
think it'll be a close game for that reason. I know we have two good pitchers for both teams tonight. Each team sending somebody out with some experience. Ellie Buffenbarger will be on the mound for the Comets with a record of 1-0. And Ellie, last year, I remember playing against Colerain, and it was a tight game. Colerain Cardinals hit one out to right field late in the game and made it a 6-5 game. The Comets pulled it out with a win, but that was a close game, and I expect more of the same tonight.
Yeah, today's game is going to be, I think it's going to be close. I would be surprised if either team lights up the scoreboard with that wind, and with the defense that both teams have. I'm pretty sure this is going to be a tight game. Runs will be at a premium.
Right. As I mentioned, Ellie Buffenbarger on the mound for the Comets, and on the mound for Colerain is Brittany Smith, and Brittany has pitched a lot of innings already this year. Brittany's pitched 22 innings already for the Cardinals, and she comes in with an ERA of 3.50, and that's a lot of innings for this first week of the season. So she's obviously their go-to person, and I would imagine, like most teams in the GMC, when you're playing the Comets, you're going to pitch your best pitcher.
Yeah, the Comets have strength in the batters top to bottom, right? They took them a little while earlier in the season to get the bats moving. The last couple of games, they've pretty much lit up the scoreboard. They had a big run against Princeton, probably could have scored more. But everyone hitting top to bottom. So if the Comets come in hitting strong, top to bottom, they're going to be tough to beat.
Yeah, they will be tough to beat. Looking back at the Comets' two games, we were here on ICRC-TV last Tuesday and watched Mason defeat Lakota West, another strong team in the GMC conference. And we came in here thinking it was a real close game. And as you see, the pitcher on the screen is Ellie Buffenbarger, and Ellie pitched a really good game on Tuesday. And Eric, what did you see from Ellie in that game on Tuesday?
I saw smoke and fire, great control. I believe that she only had one hit against her. It was a tough battle for the whole game, pretty much. But Ellie came in with great control. She came in with great speed, and despite a couple of walks, was able to hold runners from scoring at key points in the game.
Right. As you see on the screen right now, we have the lineup for Colerain. Leading off is the catcher, number 10, Madison Boomer. And then you have the shortstop, number 3, Bailey Hobaika, and Hobaika is a all-GMC conference returner. You have the center fielder, number 7, Cameron Huber. Batting fourth in the cleanup spot is the third baseman, number 4, Angel Aaron Schwinder. Batting fifth and pitching, as we mentioned, number 6, Brittany Smith. Batting after her is Haley Roberts, playing first base. Then followed up by number 14, Tara Sprandel. She will be our designated player tonight. After her is number 13, Aubrey Hacker, playing second base. And batting ninth, number 2, playing left field, Sarah Moorhead. Our flex player tonight is the right fielder, number 12, Cameron Bowles. So again, looking down the lineup, we'll go over some of the stats for the Colerain Cardinals here in a minute. They do come in at 1-3, but I would say we mentioned the Comets win against West. They followed that up with the big win against Princeton. A lot of respect for the Princeton team going out there, obviously outmatched, but that team kept their head up. You can see their coach trying to do things to bring in athletes, but the Comets were just too much for them. Colerain now, they've had an interesting schedule so far. They played one of the area's top teams in Milford, and we're in a close game with them. They lost 4-0. Then they played another perennial power in the area, Springboro, lost to them 7-6 in extra innings. They came out and beat Princeton 22-0, and then that's their one win, 1-0 record in the GMC. And then their last game, they lost a 9-3 decision to South Dearborn. So they played 4 games already to the Comets 2, so they should have a little more, I guess, prep time in terms of game situation. And it'll be interesting to see how the Cardinals come out and react against Ellie here at home. Eric, why don't we look at the Comets lineup here?
Sure. So today, starting off for the Comets, number 4, Erin Rockstro. She'll be at third base. She'll be followed by Olivia Popovich batting second in center field, number 3. Batting third, Olivia Hopkins, number 6. And, she'll be playing second base today. The number 4 cleanup hitter will be Elena Harrison. She's number 23 and will be playing first base. Batting fifth will be Zoe Bishop, playing left field, number 8. Batting sixth will be Brooke Rice, catcher, number 14. Batting seventh, Allie Weekly, playing short, number 9. And pitching, Ellie Buffenbarger. She'll be batting in the 8th spot, number 15. And lastly will be Jill Aquila in the batting in the 9th spot. She'll be playing in right field, number 12.
Eric, let's look down the list here. Let's pick out a couple of the Comet players and talk about them. I want to start off with the shortstop for Mason, number 6, Allie Weekly, a freshman in the lineup. And rarely do you see a freshman on the team at Mason, let alone a freshman in the starting lineup. Watching Allie, she's gotten off, she's hit the ball well. It's not showing up in her average yet, but she's had some hits. Didn't play again in the Princeton game, but in that first game against West, didn't get a lot of action, but you can tell Allie is going to be a player.
Yeah, she's a fantastic player, tremendous talent. These first couple of games as a freshman are always a little bit nerve-wracking. As she settles in, both defensively and offensively, I think she's going to be an absolutely fantastic season.
Here's what I've seen from Allie in the past from her summer teams. Again, I mentioned last time she plays for the OFC Heat, Scott Urton's team, and I see Allie has a strong arm, and she has a good bat, and here's what I like about Allie's bat. She can hit, and she can lay down a bunt. And when you're on Mason, small ball is the name of the game, so if you can bunt and do all those things, you're going to find your way in the lineup. So good to see a freshman moving in. She's going to be around in the starting lineup for the next few years. That's always nice to see promise. Who stands out to you, Eric?
Just overall in the team right now, so far, Elena Harrison has just been absolutely lighting up. Unbelievable. Both power and placement. She's been doing fantastic. And then the pitcher, Ellie Buffenbarger, had a tremendous game against Lakota West. She went 3 for 4, batting, just placing the ball and got timely hits. So I think, the Comets, as you look up and down the lineup, they've got both a combination of small ball and power and placement where you need it. They're going to be tough to beat.
Yes, I agree with that. If I look at the lineup from top to bottom, what amazes me is the speed that you see throughout the lineup. And, you expect it out of your leadoff hitter. And then you have Olivia Popovich, who her speed was definitely on display against Lakota West. Beat out the bunts, hit him to the right spot, stole a couple bases. That speed is unbelievable. And then you see, you follow that up, you have Olivia Hopkins, who's also considered a speed. Then you have Zoe Bishop in the 5-hole tonight. She was in the 4-hole last time. But Zoe Bishop, batting in the 4-5 slot with power, can bunt, also has speed. And then last in the 9 spot there, you have Jill Aquila, another slapper, bunter with good speed and gets down the base. Not in the lineup tonight, but she'll play a big role in this game and other games as well, is the sophomore Abby Mullins, another one, lefty, slapper, bunter with amazing speed. So I can't believe the speed the Comets have this year. It's a lot of speed. It fits their small ball game well. And as these younger sophomores and freshmen get their experience, I think this Comet team is only going to get better throughout the season.
Yeah, it's a young team, but they've got incredibly great senior leadership with Olivia Hopkins and Erin Rockstro. Both of them are not only fantastic players, but they are like incredible leaders.
Yeah,
okay.
you have those two, and you have Bree Grimes as well, and then Claudia Reith and Lavinia Stanley also is injured right now. So it's good to see those seniors all be there to support the younger people. They need that, the younger players, and I think that'll help. Again, as this season goes along, this team should only get better and better. So, well, we're going to get close. It looks like they just broke their huddle out there, and we'll be lining up for the Star Spangled Banner here in just a second. Looking at this game here again, don't know much about the Colerain players. We do see that Bailey Hobaika, their shortstop, is returning all-conference player, and looks like they have some hitters. I mentioned they have 4 games under their belt right now, and they have several people batting over 400. Hobaika comes in at 438. You have Madison Boomer at 455. That might be appropriate name for a 455 hitter. Angel Aaron Schwinder batting 538. You have Aubrey Hacker batting 429, and then Tara Sprandel batting 400. So that's quite a few players batting over 400. And then you also have Cameron Huber, who's amongst the league leaders with 8 RBIs. So it looks like Colerain will have a lot of offense, and Ellie's going to have to be on her game tonight as she pitches those people. The wind, I think, will play a factor. It'll keep the ball in, definitely keep it into the right field fence. Ellie is known for having a very strong screwball, so it looks like the wind could help that, as long as it doesn't blow it into the batter. If we start seeing a lot of hit batters tonight, we'll know that that's a problem. So I think it's going to be exciting. So we have those Colerain Cardinals mentioned. The Colerain Cardinals are led by their head coach, Emily Schwabel. We were watching her hit infield to the team before the game. Looks like she has a good bat. Looks like she was a pitcher as well. Let's break away for the Star Spangled Banner. Okay, we're back after the Star Spangled Banner. The Comets are on the field, taking their last few warm-up throws here. Ellie on the mound warming up with the catcher, Brooke Rice. And one thing I noticed against West on ICRC on Tuesday night when I went back and watched the game, Brooke Rice, who has a cannon for an arm, missed on a couple throws down to second. We talked about the timing. I think her and the shortstop, Allie Weekly, just need to work on their timing. I think they've done that. It'll be interesting to see how that goes tonight because, again, Brooke has a cannon, and I can't imagine a lot of people stealing on Brooke this season. Eric, you've seen her in the past. What are your thoughts on Brooke?
Well, Brooke's committed as a junior already to a D1 school in Ohio University, and there's a reason for that. Just her defense is amazing. She's able to stop everything that comes by and so forth. But her arm is incredible. I've never seen a high school player that can throw it from her knees as hard and as far as Brooke can. So, yeah, the Comets they know with her back there they're in good hands.
Yes.
And I think Colerain is going to be very challenged to try and steal a base against Brook today.
Well, we'll find that out here soon. Here we go. Ellie's on the mound for their first pitch. Leading off for Colerain is number 10, Madison Boomer, the catcher. First pitch is in for a strike. That's the way Ellie likes to start it out. They like to get that first pitch strike in there high percentage of times. Not all the time, but she starts off with strike one. Here comes the second pitch. Looks like that was down and in.
And Dave, as we've talked many times, this first batter in any inning is always a critical batter. You want to retire them as quickly as you can, get them out. Putting that runner on, either a walk or a hit, and that first one sets the tone for the inning. So
that's right. Well, you see there, looks like the first screwball of the game went in. Back the batter off the plate a little bit. Comets playing at a normal depth at all positions here. And we go in high for ball 3 there. So we start out with the first strike and follow that up with 3 balls. The count's 3-1 here, top of the first. First batter. Madison Boomer has yet to swing the bat. Okay, so he must have called one of those a strike and we couldn't tell, or that was a strike.
I think that was the last one. It was a strike there. It looked like right down the middle.
Tough to tell his call there. Full count. Starting off the game, here comes the pitch. And it's up high. Looks like several of those pitches have been high coming out of the gate. So we have a leadoff walk here to start the evening. Colerain on base. Right out of the gate. Heading to the plate is number 3, Bailey Hobaika, the shortstop. We mentioned all-league performer from last year. Comes in batting .438.
Another one in high.
We could see Coach Bell come out here early. We have another ball. That happened against West on Tuesday night. Seemed to settle down after he came in. That looked like it was right down the middle for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike on Hobaika.
Yeah, we've yet to see the Cardinals take a swing here. They're taking everything that's coming by them. I think they're going to get a good look at Ellie before they make a swing.
Yep, and there's the bunt that we look for. Fielded by Rockstro, down to Hopkins at first for the out. Played just like you want it to. We talked about Aaron in the past, third baseman with speed. She will take that small ball game away from you. But in this case, where you have a walk to lead off the inning, that's the play. I'm sure Colerain is willing to take that out to get their runner down in scoring position. So we have 1 out here in the first with the runner on second. Coming to the plate, number 7, Cameron Huber, the center fielder. First pitch in.
Ball inside.
Ball inside. I'm going to have to get used to the umpire and his methods for calling balls and strikes. Tough to tell that right now. 1 ball. And we have a swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. Huber, as I mentioned, comes in one of the league leaders in RBIs with 8. So I'm sure Colerain likes his position. One of their leading RBI performers with the runner on second. Ellie throws another one in there for strike 2, a swing and a miss. Looking out on the field, I see the Comets moving on the pitches. Olivia Hopkins out there making things happen. Reading the pitch. And a swing and a miss, strike 3. So Ellie gets her first strikeout of the night. Ellie had 10 strikeouts Tuesday night against Lakota West, so that's a strong performance there against a good team. And she leads off with a walk, but is able to get an out and then a ground out on the bunt, and then a strikeout for 2 outs. We have 2 outs in the top of the first. First pitch in there right down the middle. Looked like a changeup. Mixing it up, batting now the 4th hitter, number 4, Angel Ehrenschwinder, the 3rd baseman. Leading hitter for Colerain, batting .538. There's a swing, it's up. Brooks underneath it, hits off the fence.
And off her face. Unfortunately, that ball came down a little awkwardly off the fence there and right into her face.
Ellie comes in to check on her. She looks like she's fine. Ump's checking on Brooke, making sure she's okay.
I think she's going to be fine. It was just a little awkward the way the ball bounced off of there and just couldn't react in time to get her face out of the way.
Well, Eric's standing up here in the press box, and I'm sitting down, and that happened just below my vision here. So Brooks back in there, and here comes the pitch. 0-2 pitch into Ehrenschwinder. Strike 3 on the outside corner. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Ellie Buffenbarger, and the Comets head in, giving a lead-off walk, coming up with 3 consecutive outs after that. That's the way you like to see him battle.
That's always the way you like to see it. Yeah, exactly. Didn't phase Ellie a bit, even though she walked that first batter. I think it just took her a few pitches to kind of find her placement. What she did, high percentage of strikes, looking good. Rockstro with a great play on the bunt, and retire a couple of strikeouts. Off we go.
Yeah, I think you'll see that great defense from the Comets. Ellie will get her fair share of strikeouts. But she's not really a strikeout pitcher, even though she'll get a lot of them. She wants to get them off balance, mix them up with some rise balls and some drop balls, and let her fielders make plays. And they have defense that will definitely do that. Eric, we have the lineup on the screen here again for the Comets tonight. So we have our batting order coming up, and there's a couple things in there that I like to see. I like to see the senior Erin Rockstro at leadoff. She can hit for power. She can lay down a bunt. She can run, a good person to get things started there.
Yeah, followed by Olivia Popovich with bunter slapper with great speed. She bats from the left-hand side, and with her speed and great placement of the ball. She put one down the other day. It was just absolutely perfectly placed, and there's just no stopping her.
Right. Well, we have Brittany Smith, as you see on the mound here, the junior for Colerain. She's played in 4 games, 22 innings pitched, as I mentioned. She has 9 strikeouts with a 3.50 ERA. A 1-3 record on the mound, as we mentioned, but they had a really close game with Milford, who is also undefeated, and I saw beat Lebanon the other night. So Milford, by beating Lebanon, that gives them a lot of credibility to be one of the top teams in the area for sure. So here we go with the Comets. In the bottom of the first, we have Erin Rockstro, the third baseman, facing off against Brittany Smith. Brittany with the first pitch here, down on the dirt for ball 1.
Yeah, she's got a really fast wind-up and delivery, so it's one of those things where it may take an inning or two to get used to her timing and how she throws it. It's a little bit different than some of the girls we've seen who have a little bit slower wind-up.
Yeah, it looks like she started off with a change up there, so maybe she's a person that's going to mix them up with speed. So the first one was low and in the dirt, the second one high for ball 2.
Rockstro is a patient hitter. She picks her pitches and waits for a good one,
and
just like that. Oh, great
hits
play.
It right back up the middle, but a great grab by Brittany Smith. And when you're the pitcher, you have to field your position in softball. It's only 43 feet away from the plate. The ball can get back there quickly, and when you pitch it in there, you should certainly be ready for that ball to come back. And she was there. Good play by Brittany Smith to start the game off for Colerain.
Yeah.
Now we have Olivia Popovich batting here. Eric's mentioned her name a couple times tonight. Olivia, great speed. I want to see tonight at some point where Erin gets on first and see how they handle Olivia with the bunt, because she's one person that could put down the bunt to get the runner over but beat it out at the same time. That'll be a situation that will be good for the Comets, not only tonight, but hopefully we see that a lot throughout the season.
Yeah, Popovich is just an outstanding athlete. She's already committed to Xavier as a soccer player, but we love seeing her on the softball field as well.
That's right. You see Olivia's average there coming in, batting .600. And as I mentioned earlier, good speed, and had 2 stolen bases Tuesday night against Lakota West. So we expect to see that out of Olivia throughout the season. Right now, Olivia is facing a 1-ball-and-2-strike count. Brittany Smith winds up for the pitch, and she slaps it down the third baseline foul. Seems like the other night in that game with West, both teams, especially with West, there were a lot of slappers drilling the ball off the Comet dugout over there. So looks like that might be a trend here tonight as well.
You know, those outside pitches, you get the ball, if your bat's just not perfect, it's hard to get around on it. The ball's just going to sail right off to the left. So
right. So Popovich looks at that pitch right there, high, ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out in the bottom of the first inning. The pitch, and it's down to third. She lets it stay fair. I'm not sure about that. The third baseman took that ball. I think she would have been wise to let that roll foul. She picks it up and makes a play on Popovich. But as we mentioned about Olivia, if you let that ball roll a little too far or you bobble it once, she will be safe. There really is no question about that.
Yeah, it wasn't really even close. Popovich gets the ball down just perfectly, and wasn't even close.
So we're going to give Olivia a base hit on that, and the ball gets away from the catcher, and Popovich is down to second base. So we have some action moving for the Comets here. 1 ball to Olivia Hopkins. Olivia Hopkins got the game started the other night with an RBI single to put the Comets up 1-0. They went on to win that game 7-1. I think Olivia is one of the team leaders with 3 RBIs after the first 2 games. And that's what you want to see from a senior leader that gets up in clutch moments, makes hits, and drives in runs.
Yeah, she's at the perfect spot in the order here with Popovich on second base. Just any hit to the outfield is going to score Popovich.
Right, and there's a swing. It's a fly ball to center field. Center fielder coming in. No problem with the wind. Keeps Popovich at second base for the second out of the inning.
I did say a hit to the outside. I meant like an actual hit, not a out.
I got you. I got you. All right, so here comes our one of our other sophomores, the 4-hitter, Elena Harrison. Elena is batting .750 on the season, this young season. She looks at ball 1 high.
Elena Harrison had a big hit the other night, doubled right off the fence in center field.
Yeah, that was a hard hit ball that got out there in a hurry. Now, I would be surprised to see that tonight. Elena does have the ability to go opposite field. Seen that out of her before. Looking at that pitch there, taking it for a strike, 1-1. The wind still is blowing from right field in to third base.
Oh, that's called a strike. Very interesting.
Looked a little bit out of the zone from here, but the ump's right down there. We got 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 outs in the bottom of the first. Popovich on second. Harrison at the plate. There's a ball that gets past the catcher. Popovich down to third base. So now we're sitting here with 2 balls, 2 strikes. A good hitter up at the plate. Popovich down at third. I would say this, we've had 2 pass balls here, or wild pitches, depending on how you score them. And if that happens here again, Popovich will cross the plate. The pitch to Harrison, swinging a foul ball back. Count remains 2-2. Now going back, Elena, as I mentioned, when she was younger, she was the stud pitcher in the area, but has seemed to gravitate to the first base and hitter's role. She loves playing first, and she loves to hit, so she focuses more of her time on that. There's a swing up the middle for the sophomore, base hit, scoring Popovich. Single for Elena Harrison to get the game started. So Elena comes in batting .750 and leading off with a base hit will do nothing but help that average go up.
Absolutely. Very timely hit. This is something that we've always, say is crucially important. You got a runner on third in scoring position. That timely hit that scores her, brings her in, puts the Comets up.
So there's Zoe Bishops up, and Zoe hits one to right field. Line shot. We didn't get a chance to talk much about. Oh, we got Elena hung up, and
she dropped the ball.
She dropped the ball, so Elena makes it over to third base. Elena rounded second a little too far. Ball got in. They had her trapped, but the the shortstop Hobaika drops the ball and allows Harrison to go to third. So we didn't get to talk about Zoe Bishop, our 5th hitter, another sophomore in the lineup, comes in batting .500, also with 3 RBIs on the season, takes the first pitch and drills it into right field for a single. So we have 2 outs here. Be interesting to see with Zoe, a good hitter with good speed, if she takes off here on the pitch. She gets out there, grounder up the middle.
Force out at second.
So that's it. So they force out at second. Hobaika goes to her knee, gets the ball, flips it up to the second baseman for the 3rd out of the inning.
Yeah, she made a really good play there.
So I look at that and I think, okay, what if Zoe was running on that pitch? Would she have been safe?
She might have gotten the jump on it, but let's give the shortstop some credit. She made a dynamite stop, great flip, and did the right play to hold the lead runner.
Those things happen. All right, so we get through the first inning. Headed to the second. The Comets, just as they did on Tuesday night, go to first. And you just see on the screen there your base hit from Zoe to right field. You see this?
Yeah, Elena, I think she thought that ball was going to get past the right fielder.
Yes.
Right. So as she made her turn, wasn't looking, got caught as that ball came in. Thankfully, the second baseman dropped the ball. Elena was allowed to advance.
You know what? You have to give credit in looking that to the right fielder, because when I saw that ball hit, that was a hot shot off the bat. Heading out to right field, the right fielder Cameron Bowles got over and cut that off and made a nice play to get it back in.
She did, and several of the Comets hits have been right into the wind.
Yeah,
as well.
Yeah, that could knock it down a little bit. So, a couple hits that inning for the Comets. That's what we like to see. And as they did Tuesday night, they take an early 1-0 lead after the first.
Well, it's important to get off to a good start, get the lead, and obviously we got to keep things moving. But timely hits, good defense, and that's how you win games.
Right. So the Cardinals had a couple pass balls that inning. I think that helped move Olivia over. May have helped lead to the score. And again, with those couple hits, I think it probably was Olivia would have obviously scored anyway, but they're going to want to tighten up their defense there, I'm sure.
Well, like in any game, the team that makes the fewest mistakes generally wins, and those that are able to capitalize on mistakes that the other team's made.
Right. Coming up to bat, we have coming up here. We have, I believe it's
the pitcher, Smith.
Okay. Yeah, this would be the 5-hole hitter. Brittany Smith, the pitcher. Got off track there looking at the strikeout from last inning. So Brittany comes in and batting .273. Has a few RBIs.
Interesting to see what Ellie pitches to here. She's up 0-2.
Let's see. Let's watch and see what happens here. 0-2 pitch from Ellie. Looks like a curveball breaking off the plate. Smith able to foul it off. Count remains 0-2.
Yeah, it's so important to get ahead in the count. With a pitcher like Ellie, with every pitch in the bag, you can throw some little deception at her.
Yeah, looked like a changeup there for ball one. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Keeping that off the plate there outside. On that changeup, they were working that changeup inside the other night. There's a swing from Brittany Smith, caught, fouled straight up and caught by the catcher, Brooke Rice. So Brooke looks like she recovered from that ball to the face, catches that ball in the air and turns and gives Ellie a little smile there. So I think she's feeling okay right now.
I think she is. I give her some credit too. As she looked up, the sun's shining right in her eyes. She's able to locate the ball and make the grab.
Yeah, from the weather we had yesterday, it is sunny tonight, and the field looks like it again in great shape tonight. Comets have that nice new dirt on their field, so that helps to drain, have it level. Got out here and worked on it, and from a rainy day yesterday to a sunny day and playing ball today, that's what we like to see. So Ellie starts off with a strike, comes back with another one, swing and a miss. Here's a look at our field. Looks like, again, we're playing straight up tonight. Everybody in about a normal fielding position. I'm going to say here that Haley Roberts does not look like she's going to take a bunt. She's going to take a cut. She swings there for strike 3.
Yeah, she chased after a high one there. She probably would have been well to lay off that one.
I think when Ellie gets ahead of you and gets off balance, she mixes up her pitchers, and you can see that pitch right there a little bit up. And catchers are swinging at a bad pitch. So that's 3 strikeouts for Ellie already early in the second inning. Swing, grounder down to Aaron Rockstro, fields it onto first base to Elena Harrison for the 3rd out of the inning. So a quick inning there for Ellie Buffenbarger and the Comets. Had a pop up to Brooke, a strikeout, and a grounder to Aaron Rockstro. And again, we say this when we look at our Comet lineup here. I don't see a whole lot of weaknesses on defense there. I mean, you have speed in the outfield positions. You have good arms in the outfield positions. You have excellent infield depth with players that are on the field, as well as players that are not yet in the lineup. And got a lot of speed, which helps, I think, at all positions. You got a solid first baseman down there in Elena Harrison. You got a solid catcher in Brooke Rice. And then you mix in some good pitching with that, and I don't think we're going to give up a lot of runs this year.
I sure hope not. And then you look at the ages of the players, too. You only have 2 seniors starting on this team. So with all these underclassmen in the lineup, I feel pretty good about Mason's program here for the next several years.
Yeah.
Not only that, but their JV is absolutely loaded as well.
That's right. The JV, both JV Green and JV White are off to successful starts this past week. And as you mentioned, Eric, we have 4 sophomores in the starting lineup. We have 1 freshman. We have 2 juniors and just 2 seniors right now in the starting lineup, although Bree Grimes, another senior, will get a lot of playing time. And Claudia Reith will get in to fill in, and I'm anxious to see what Lavinia Stanley does when she comes off her injury. A good speed player, left-handed slapper bunter, plays the outfield. Leadoff pitch of the inning to Aaron Rockstro.
Lavinia's a great talent.
Sorry,
I was
Allie
really
Week.
disappointed to see her get hit or to get hurt.
Yeah,
just
yeah.
before the season
That
started.
was unfortunate. Lavinia, great kid. Made an error there. We have Allie Weekly, the freshman, batting here. Reaches out, grounder down to the first baseman, takes it over and taps first for the first out of the inning. So again, Allie's getting the bat on the ball. We saw that against Lakota West the other night. Getting the ball out there, putting it down the right field side, making sure she's making contact. Hasn't got one to get through the hole yet. And that brings up the number 8 hitter in the order, Ellie Buffenbarger. Ellie comes in, as Eric mentioned earlier, with 3 hits the other night against West. She's batting .750. So let's see what Ellie does here with 1 out in the second inning. Takes a ball up high from Smith. Ball 1.
Ellie's hits the other night were not only great, but they were very timely as well. She had a number of RBIs, which as a pitcher, it's always good to help yourself.
Well, we kind of started off. We got that 1 run, and then I think Ellie had 3 hits, or first 3 at bats, and that kind of got the offense flowing a little bit. It's always nice when you get some hits from the bottom of the order. There's a swing. It's foul back. It's going to hit us directly.
If that window wasn't there, I'd have caught that one.
Ball off the glass. I'm glad that glass didn't break. One ball and 2 strikes. I must have missed a pitch there. Foul off there for strike 2. Pitch to Ellie. Another ball up. 2-2. So he may have called one of those a strike.
He's got it 3-1.
He's got it at 3-1. Okay. So 3 balls, 1 strike. So this is a good pitch to hit right here. Let's see what happens. Swing and grounder down to the shortstop, Hobaika. Comes up throwing to first. Caught by the first baseman. Shortstop to the first baseman, Hobaika. Over to Roberts.
With a first-team GMC shortstop, a play like that, that's pretty routine. She does her job. Clean play, clean throw.
Yep.
2 outs for the Comets.
So we have the 9 hitter, Jill Aquila, up to the plate here, number 12. Another one of the sophomores in the lineup. Slapper, bunter. Hitting from the left side here.
It's good to see Jill back in the lineup. She was injured as well earlier in the season, but now she's at full strength, full health, and we're happy to have her back.
Yeah, see Jill there, and then you have the other sophomore in the outfield, Abby Mullins, who filled in during that time of injury, and she's a good player, so we have depth to go to there. That sophomore class and then the freshman class certainly strong for the Mason Comets. And I would imagine everybody will get their chance tomorrow in a doubleheader. Go up to Greenville. We play the D2 poll champ from last year, Greenville, at noon. And play the D3 state runner-up Triad at 2. So we'll get some tough competition tomorrow. Jill Aquila takes the walk here with 2 outs in the bottom of the second. Brings us back to the top of our order in the senior Aaron Rockstro.
Aaron hit a shot to the pitcher who made a great play on it last time. See if she can get one past her this time.
Yeah, Aaron struggled a little bit at the plate the other night against Lakota West. But that first pitch tonight, hit it strong up the middle. Just a great play by the pitcher, Smith. And I'm sure Aaron will snap out of this and start getting on base frequently here soon.
Well, she's a great player, and baseball's a game, or softball's a game of averages, right? Some games you don't fare as well, and other games you light it up. But over the course of the season, I'm very confident.
Yeah, she's going to be there right at the top of the hitters in the league. So here's the 2-0 pitch. Check swing there. And
she missed the tag.
Oh, and she's safe. So Aaron check swings. The bunt goes down the first baseline. The pitcher comes over and fields it, attempts to tag Rockstro, misses and turns up to throw. And here's the replay here. You see this? Misses her on the tag there. Aaron stays in the baseline, as you can see right there. Heads down to first. Pitcher comes up. And we don't see the end of that, but she's safe at first base. So we have now runners at first and second with 2 out in the bottom of the second. Olivia Popovich to the plate. And I believe the coach is out questioning.
The coach saw something different, but the first base umpire was right there. Johnny on the spot made the call, and he's sticking with it. So
yeah, that's Mike Young, veteran umpire in the area, and sticking to his call there. First pitch to Popovich in for a strike. So this is that situation. We have runners on first and second. You have Popovich up, and this is a situation whether it's runners on first and second, bases loaded. Popovich can put the ball down and beat it out. So she looks for a power slap there, foul ball.
You know, on that last play, give Rockstro a lot of credit for an athletic kind of move. She's running full speed, just kind of gets out of the way a little bit and forced the pitcher to miss the tag.
Yeah, well, I look at that, and I think the run, she beat the throw down to first, but I wonder if the coach wasn't questioning whether it was a tag or whether she was out of the baseline down there. When you saw on that replay, Aaron starts off on the inside of the baseline, jumps up in the air, comes down one stride out of the baseline or off the baseline, and there's a bunt. Look at that right there. That's what people look at that right there. That's exactly what we're talking about with Olivia Popovich. She gets that ball down, slow roller to the shortstop. Shortstop's playing deep, and with her speed, you cannot get her out. You just can't. It's impossible. So you have to defend Olivia, and here it is right there. You see this slow roller. Olivia gets it down. Pitcher can't get to it. If she does, she can't turn around in time. Shortstop comes up, looks for her only play at third base, and you have Jill Aquila there. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Brings up Olivia Hopkins. And here's another great situation. Olivia Hopkins, the second baseman, senior, great power. I've seen her hit the ball out of the park. She also has speed. So if she gets this ball down, she could put pressure on you making the out of first because she's fast as well. So let's see what happens. Olivia started off with an RBI single against West on Tuesday. Let's see what she's going to do here. There's a swing down to the third baseman. Steps on the plate for the third out of the inning. So the Comets get something going there with bases loaded and 2 outs. And Colerain comes up with a play. And that seems like it's softball right there, right?
Yeah, I feel really good, though, that the Comets were able to get batters moving. But you leave 3 and running, or left on base at the end. That's going to be a little bit regrettable with only a 1-run lead. It would have been great to get a couple of those things in there, but Rockstro got the bat, or Hopkins got the bat on the ball, and
that's easy for you to say.
I know, right? And Aaron Schwinner made a great play there at third, so give the Colerain Cardinals a little bit of credit and for getting out of that inning.
Well, this game's kind of playing out like we thought. I mean, the wind. Okay, we're going to take a look here at the missed tag down the first base line. So here's Rockstro's check swing. Realize it takes off. Doesn't look like she got her there. Still stays in the grass, so that's safe. And that is a close play there at first. Tough to tell with Aaron's body and the way when that went in there, but don't think it's a bad call by the umpire.
Yeah, if they were arguing about we're watching them talk to the umps right now, and she's saying that Rockstro went out of the baseline. I think that's what they're arguing right now. She clearly missed the tag because a clear giveaway is when that pitcher's, if she makes the sweep that doesn't stop her or hesitate at all. She missed the tag clearly, but I think they're arguing now whether she went outside the baseline.
That's right.
Umpire's judgment was she stayed in, and there you go.
Right now I would look at that and say, doesn't matter. They didn't score. Ended up with the bases loaded. And that's another thing that you have to look at when you're coaching softball. You want to get, and I see what their coaches are doing, they want to work them, but didn't result in any runs, so no harm, no foul.
Yeah, they're still working the umps over there. So.
Okay, so we start the top of the third here. And batting for Colerain is number 13, the second baseman, Aubrey Hacker. Aubrey Hacker comes in batting .429. Kelly starts off with 2 strikes. That last one looked like it had a little bit of drop on it from here. Nice speed. Pops the mitt. No balls, 2 strikes. And the third pitch, 3 straight pitches, 3 straight strikes. Batter goes down swinging. First out of the inning. So I'm not really one to sit here and try to keep track of strikeouts, but they happen to be in my mind here. It's about the 4th one already, and we're only in the.
Yeah, I got the stats right here.
Yeah. Somebody just pointed out to us that Ellie has her eye black on tonight, but not her patented sunglass. So
yeah,
I'm not
Ellie has 4 strikeouts already.
Okay, 4 strikeouts for Ellie. Inning. Start off here, leads off with a strike to the second batter. Number 2, Sarah Moorhead, the left fielder Now that was her screwball, comes inside. We talked about that, Eric, a little bit the other night, that screwball. When you get up there to bunt and you're trying to get that screwball down and it comes in on your hands, you have to defend yourself. And we saw that happen many times the other night where they fouled it off, more defending themselves than not being able to get the bat on the ball. There was another inside pitch, foul. So Ellie is going to work inside. The batter does not seem to be happy about it. So when you swing, when you put the bat out there and you're going to swing and it hits your hands, then
it's probably coming again.
Yeah, when you're swinging, that's the thing. And there's a swing, fly ball,
Nice
short fly ball to the first baseman, Elena Harrison, for the second out of the inning. So it looks like she came in again 3 times in a row there. Here's the pitch inside. You can see this, the ball, screwball coming in, breaking in right there. You see that. She's swinging, catches the inside of the bat. And as we said a couple times before, you get your hands out on that ball coming in at 60 miles per hour. That's not a good feeling. She'll be off the plate a little bit further, I'm imagining, next time she gets up. We'll keep an eye on that with number 2, Sarah Moorhead. Okay, we're back. Are we back to the top of the order here?
We are.
Number 10, Madison Boomer, the catcher. Last pitch in a little high, 1 ball, 1 strike to Madison. And Madison, one of the leading hitters at .455 for the Cardinals. Swing there, foul ball off the first base line toward the Colerain dugout. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the 3rd inning. Comets lead 1-0. 1-2 pitch from Ellie Buffenbarger. In high for a ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So my guess here, that was in. Let's see what happens here on this 2-2 pitch. And that's in for ball 3. Look good from here. Maybe a little up. It's tough to tell from the press box. Sometimes high and low. So we have a full count with 2 outs. Here's the pitch. A swing and a foul ball down the 3rd base line. Comets out there rounding it up. So we have a leadoff hitter here in the 3rd inning for the Cardinals. 2 outs. And this is how you want to break that top of the order up when you're a pitcher. You want to try to get some of these top hitters and split them up instead of having them bat back to back. We had that the other night, and I know Ellie worked out of a couple situations. Another inside pitch, swing and a miss. Strike 3, and that would make it 5 strikeouts in the first 3 innings for Ellie.
Importantly, no hits.
Colerain goes down in order there, 1, 2, 3. So we finish off the top half of the 3rd. After 3 innings, the Comets have been able to hold Colerain to no runs and no hits. So Colerain coming in averaging over 7 runs per game. And through 3, no runs on no hits. So if you are the pitcher, if you are a Mason Comet, and even if you are the pitcher's dad, you're happy to see those stats.
You know, I'm still wondering if the wind's playing a factor here, and the wind's still blowing. I'm looking at the flag, and the wind is gusting, you know, pretty hard. I'm wondering if that screwball's got a little extra juice on it.
I believe that it does. We talked about that before the game started. We talked about it, I think, after we got started, and I do believe that that screwball, and you could see in the replay that we had there that ball took a sharp break as it gets close to the plate. And, you know, that's the kind of movement you want to see from a pitcher. You know, those slow breaking pitches, whether it be curve balls, drop balls, rise balls, when they go slow, it's easy for the batter to time them up and hit them. The Ellie's pitches tend to break in the last few feet, and that causes the hitters to have to make decisions. And a lot of times when you're throwing the ball 60 miles per hour, those decisions are not necessarily good ones. So we're leading off the bottom of the 3rd. Elena Harrison comes up, pitched by Brittany Smith, fouled off over to the Mason track, and that's strike 1. No balls, 1 strike to Elena Harrison.
Power section of the Mason lineup here.
Yeah, you know, Elena is going to have some home runs this year, and I don't know if it's going to happen today with this wind, but she has some pop in her bat, and she will definitely get some this year. And I imagine as she, over the next couple of years, she'll be one of the leaders in the conference. So she gets one out over the third baseman, soft blooper, foul territory for strike 2.
No, I've known Elena since she was probably 8 years old, and she could always hit the ball with power. But in the last couple of years, she has really added a whole nother dimension to her hitting.
Well,
she's placing the ball well and hitting with power. And very selective about her pitch.
That's right. Not swinging at bad pitches there. 2 balls, 2 strikes. You're right about Elena. I mean, she's one that works on her game. She practices. She goes to hitting lessons. Her dad, Ernie Harrison, works with her frequently, and those are all things. And there's a hard shot, another hard shot back up the middle, but Brittany Smith fielding her position for the first out of the inning. Now that will rattle a pitcher. She's had 2 now back at her, and that's not something you want to see continue to happen. Brittany's not wearing a mask, which is common amongst the high school kids these days, but if you're not going to wear the mask, field your position, and she's done that well so far, thankfully.
She has, but she, when you get hit like that, it hurts. It affects you, right? If you're in pain, if you take one off the shin or off the thigh or something like that, you may not have as much zip on your ball next time.
First pitch into Zoe Bishop, number 8, is a ball. Takes the second pitch, fouls it back off the screen for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Zoe's another one. I'll talk about her. She's a excellent hitter. I think she's going to be one of the Comets' leading home run hitters over the next few years. A lot of power, has the ability to bunt. Just a very diverse hitter at the plate. Pops one up, looks like it's going to make it foul. Just over the fence down the first base line. Foul ball, strike 2. And I just see her, once she starts getting comfortable, and we know Zoe for the Ohio Thunder 99 team, sometimes it takes her a little while to get going, but once she gets going, she gets on a roll, and she will generate some offense. There's a swing.
Zoe's worked hard in the offseason in the cage and working with her hitting instructor and so forth. So her hitting has come from a lot of hard work.
Yep. And she had that first line drive single in the first inning. There pops up to the lines out to the second baseman for the second out of the inning, bringing up Brooke Rice, the catcher. And Brooks a commit to Ohio University to play softball there. She's a junior catcher, plays for the Ohio Hawks in the summer. There's a swing, first pitch swing from Brooke for strike 1, foul down the third base line. You know, the other thing about Brooke, we talk about her cannon all the time, and that's probably her biggest attribute. She has a very strong arm. Brooke's got good size, too. I mean, you're not going to move her out of there being a catcher. Ball up high. 1-1's the count.
No, I think if you come in from third base hot and Brooke's standing there with the ball, she's not afraid of contact.
Mm-hmm. Well, we saw that last year in the regional final against Lebanon. That was a key play in the game where the runner came around and tried to knock Brooke over, and Brooke didn't move, and the runner did. And Lebanon wasn't happy about that. Nice effort by the first baseman there to go after that foul ball. Haley Roberts moving in there trying to get that. So Colerain giving a good effort tonight. They would certainly love to knock off the Comets here and upset them and go to 2-0 in the conference. Giving the effort to make that happen right now, too. Another ball up high, 2 balls, 2 strikes. How do you see this game playing out compared to the other night? I know we started up 1-0 on West and then kind of waited till they tied it up, and then once they tied it up, we scored another run and then had that one big inning that kind of broke the game loose.
Yeah, we had a big inning in the 5th inning, and so it took them a little while to get the motor running. A very similar game. And as we thought, so far, the game's really close. So Comets only have a 1-run lead here.
Right. So we have a 3-2 count. Swing by Brooke Rice. Looks like that's going to make it out foul into the Comets dugout.
I don't know if 1 run wins this game, even though Ellie's pitching hot, no hits so far, but 7 innings. You got 4 more to play.
Yeah, we have a lot of game left here, and I like to see good games, and we have another one here tonight. 3-2 pitch to Brooke Rice. Swing, a hard grounder to the shortstop. Hobeika comes up, throws to first to Roberts for the out. And you can just see Hobeika steady at short, making the plays that come to her, making the outs. She's had 3 or 4 defensive plays already. No errors by Colerain out there. You might look at the one play down the first baseline, but I think that was just a situation where missed the tag and Aaron's speed allowed her to beat that out. But solid play. I mean, they're making the plays that come to them. And when you in softball, if you can get pitcher throwing strikes and you make the defensive plays in the infield, you can give up a couple hits and not give up a lot of runs.
Yeah, Cardinals are solid defensively. I mean, they've had a couple of errors or problems, but that play right there, and it's a hard hit ball by Rice. She makes a clean grab, great throw. These girls are great athletes. I mean, I'm continually impressed with the level of athleticism they have. Softball is not an easy game to play. It's a lot faster in a lot of ways. People don't realize that than baseball. The bases are closer, but the pitcher's closer. The ball's coming in high. You don't have as much time to react in softball as you do in baseball. There's a great ESPN
I've seen that sports
science thing that explains all of this. So if, for those of you watching, you haven't seen this, look it up on ESPN Sports Science. It's the one about softball, and it talks about the differences between softball and baseball. Really great. I think it's about a 3-minute clip or whatever.
Yeah, it breaks down the
really
distance of pitching, being 43 feet versus 60 feet 6 inches. The bases are only 60 feet bases as opposed to 90 in baseball, and it's just a lot faster game. And as we mentioned, you just see Hobaika make plays. Ball hits her, she comes up quick, throws an accurate throw to first, she's safe. The other side of that is Olivia Popovich. Puts the ball in the right spot. She's fast. You're not going to get her out at first. So there's a lot of aspects we've seen of these short bases and what speed can do, and you just have to be solid defensively, and speed helps. Okay, leading off the top of the 4th for Colerain, number 3, Bailey Hobaika, the person we're talking about defensively. So Ellie starts her off with strike 1. Second pitch in, moves her off the plate. Ball 1. So when you get a chance, it'll be interesting to see. We talked about pitch count being important the other night. Right now, I see Ellie's pitch count being low. Not that it's a huge thing in softball, but there is some fatigue that plays maybe later in the game for the pitchers, especially this early in the season.
Yeah. Ellie's at 42 pitches already,
Okay.
which after 3 innings isn't too hateful.
No. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Hobaika. A swing and a foul ball down. Looked like a change up there from Ellie. So Hobaika out in front of that, as you'd like to see, and throwing the change up.
She jammed her inside. Hobaika did well to get the bat on the ball there.
So we have a battle here. 1 ball, 2 strike. Hobaika not going down easy. 1-2 pitch by Buffenbarger. Works her outside. So you see that. You see the inside pitch as you just mentioned, and then she goes outside. Inside changeup, outside heat.
Yeah, Ellie's had great control today. She's working all parts of the plate.
And she hits a grounder right back to Ellie, on to first. And that's one thing that I commend Ellie on all the time, working on her defense from the pitcher's mound. And you see just a steady, calm. She fields the ball, picks it up, and throws a strike to first base. And when you're a pitcher used to throw an underhand, that overhand throw is a different throw for you. Yeah. You see the replay there, easy out at first base. 1 out in the inning.
Ellie shows a lot of poise on those. She takes her time, looks it, makes a good throw. Ellie's got the complete game.
And I think that's an example when you see that those softer grounders that come to the infield there. That's the mixing the batter up with pitches. They just not sure and can't get a. Now that people will get solid hits on her. I'm not trying to say that, but she mixes it up, keeps them off balance, and you'll see when she's pitching a lot of those. Grounders that looks like they're just barely making contact. 1 ball, 1 strike pitch. Inside, across the plate, inside corner for a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the center fielder, Cameron Huber. 1-2 pitch into Huber, called, 3rd strike. That was a drop or a curve, tough to tell from this angle, but that thing looked like it snapped right across the plate at the last minute. Here's a replay on that.
Pitch.
We can see that coming from here from the center field camera. The pitch comes in. You see it there. Looks like it just dropped right in over the corner of the plate. Brooke looks like she did a nice job framing that up as well. So we'll give the catcher. Always good to have a catcher that can frame it. That ball looked like it was close, but the catcher spins that glove in to give it the ump a little better view of the strike zone. Batting now, the four-hitter, Angel Aaron Schwender. Angel's the third baseman. Coming in again with a team-leading .538 average. Ellie starts her off with 2 strikes. No balls, 2 strikes. Pitch by Buffenbarger. Outside corner for strike 3. 2 more strikeouts that inning, I believe. Ellie threw 1 out, struck out 2.
Ellie's up to 7 strikeouts this game.
Okay, so that's interesting. 7 strikeouts there. Again, mentioned earlier, the Colerain Cardinals come in averaging over 7 runs per game. So if you are the Mason Comets, you got to be happy with the pitching and the defense here, keeping the Cardinals to no runs through 4 innings. Eric, who do we have coming up for the Comets in the bottom of the 4th?
Well, we're looking at the bottom of the lineup here, but even though it's the bottom, there's still a lot of threat here. We've got Allie Weekly, Allie Buffenbarger, and Jill Aquila up this inning. And then we roll to the top of the lineup with Aaron Rockshaw, Olivia Popovich, and Olivia Hopkins. Yeah,
I agree. We have, come in an Allie, and I'm waiting to see her hit. But here comes Ellie right after that. We're looking at the strikeout on this. That's the called 3rd strike there. Didn't look happy. Here's another pitch on the outside corner. Catches are looking. And when you see that right there, that's all you could do is walk away.
Yeah, she knew. She saw that one coming, and it's like, oh, it's deceptive as it's coming down in there. If you don't make a decision quickly, before you know it, that ball's right past you. And the placement of these things.
We saw it the other night, Eric. You know, Ellie has a drop, a rise, a curve, and a screw, and a changeup. And, you want to sit there and say, well, do they really need all these pitches? And Ellie actually works with her coaches and works to develop all these pitches, and it mixes them up. She can go inside and out with the curve and the screw. She can go up and down with the drop and the rise. She can mix up speeds with the changeup, and that just keeps them off balance. And sometimes, as you see on those last few replays there, it freezes them. So here comes Allie Weekly, the freshman, going up to the plate. Looking forward to Allie getting her first varsity hit here. She has put the bat on the ball, just hasn't had the fortune of getting one through the infield yet, but that'll happen here soon. And again, as the season progresses, she'll be nothing but get better and better at the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike to count.
Yeah, it's just a matter of time before Allie opens things up. I've seen her play, and she's got great.
There's a hit down the right field line. Foul ball. That's close. You almost called that one there, Eric. I remember our summer team at Ohio Thunder I was playing Allie's team a couple years ago in a fall tournament, and we didn't know much about Allie then, and Ellie was pitching. And Allie hit a line shot back up the middle that Ellie just got her glove and caught. And I remember Ellie kind of just fanning her face like, whoo. So Allie can get the bat on the ball.
Out of self-defense more than anything else.
That's exactly what it was. When you're a pitcher, get that glove out there. Last pitch in for a ball high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Brittany Smith still on the mound for Colerain. Still looking strong. There's a swing by Allie Weekly. Deep. There's her first. And it's off the fence. First varsity hit for the freshman is a double off the left field wall. That is a very hard hit from Weekly, and I'm sure she's happy about that. Shortstop comes over and pats her on the back. Nice hit.
And that's exactly what we were saying. We knew it was just a matter of time. We've seen it from her. It was just.
You saw that off the replay there, Eric. That hit midway up the fence. I mean, her first hit was real close to being a home run, and with this wind blowing, now that was to left field, not as much of a wind impact, but she smoked that ball. Brings up Ellie, fouls one off.
Yeah, the left fielder was a little, the wind, I think she was a little unsure of where that ball was going, and, put it right up over her head.
Sometimes when they're hit square like that, too, you can't tell, how hard they're hit. They may knuckle a little bit out there, and tough to field. I don't know if she would have got it anyway, because that hit off the middle of the fence. And here's Ellie with the 0-1 pitch, called strike 2.
Ellie just got called on the same pitch that she's been throwing.
Here's the last hit by Weekly again, the freshman. We'll replay this for her first hit. Look, nice quick swing off the fence. It was a nice, quick, compact swing. And there's Ellie looking at strike 3. So she gets a couple people looking and returns the favor of this inning to them. We have 1 out. Runner on second. A little surprised that Ellie didn't bunt there with runner on second.
Well, Weekly's speed, too. You figure at least sacking her down and moving her over to third would have been a good idea. But with Ellie, the way Ellie's been hitting it, yeah. I think Coach Muff said, hey, let's let it ride.
That could be. You know you're going to have, and catcher bobbles it.
Yeah, and you know you've got a slapper coming up next with Jill Aquila, so
yeah.
Not a bad strategy. I agree with it. Not that it matters what I do.
It does matter. 1 out, 1 ball on the batter. Strike 2. You can see Jill moving up in the box with a typical slapper move there. I think Jill's best shot is to the left side of the field. Gets that bout out there, and I call Jill more of a power type slapper than a finesse slapper, but we did see her the other night get a couple nice placement slaps and beat them out. Jill comes in batting 1,000. She was 3 for 3 on the season coming into tonight's game.
Well, interesting to see defensively how Colerain's playing versus Lakota West. Lakota West had all of their players up literally almost in the infield, and Colerain choosing to play it more straight up.
Yeah, they are playing it straight up and worked out on that one. Jill hits a one hopper right to the third baseman. Third baseman Angel Ehrenschwinn comes up, makes a nice throw over to the first baseman Haley Roberts for the second out of the inning. Runner at second, 2 outs. And there's a swing down the right field line. Erin Rockstro up to the plate here. This would be that time for Erin to break out, you know, and she did get on base last time on that check swing. I'm sure Erin, knowing her, she expects more out of herself than that, and I'd like to see her get an RBI right here.
I'd be ashamed to waste that double by Weekly.
Yeah, leadoff double. We've had that. We had that happen a couple times in the preseason. Those leadoff doubles. We need to start turning those into runs on the scoreboard. That's a hit down the right field. Coming around the plate is Weekly. Around third, headed to home. It's going to be a play at the plate, and she's in safe. Looks like the catcher was caught a little bit out in front of the plate, and the ball comes to her right. Didn't have enough time to turn around and tag Weekly coming around the plate. Nice play by the Cardinals. Gets it in there. They had a chance to get her at home. It just didn't happen. So there's the hit we were looking for from the senior. Good senior leader. There's the replay. They see the ball come in. Good cutoff and relay just a little bit in front of her and to the right. If that ball's on target, they may get that out there.
And Weekly with great base running there. Made sure the ball got down and then smoked it all the way around. And her slide was excellent, too.
Right.
She hit the right side of the
You see it here. She comes right here.
The tag.
Crossing around, paying attention to the coach, not looking at the play. Straight in, slide in there. You see the catcher. The ball just off to the right. So good job by Allie Weekly. The freshman gets a leadoff double, comes around to score on that play. And that's what the Comets like to see out of their freshmen.
We're going to get a change here. We're going to see
Bree Grimes coming in for Olivia Popovich. Maybe a situation with 2 outs if they wanted to see a base hitter up there instead of a slapper bunter and Popovich. Bree's a good hitter, good defensive player. We talked about this the other day. I mean, when you sit here and you say your backups are Bree Grimes and Abby Mullins and the other, you know, like Lavinia, who's hurt. These are just good players. And Bree swings and a pop up to the third baseman, makes the play for the third out of the inning. However, the Comets do come up with 1 run, thanks to the freshman Allie Weekly. And after 5 complete, our score is Mason 2 and Colerain 0. These are softball games. I like these.
You know, of course, I'd love a bigger score, but I really enjoy the close game here. And it really is. It's just a little chess match, right? Getting timely hits. Weekly with a great double.
You can see the screen here. Sorry to interrupt you, Eric. You see the screen here. Mason has 2 runs on 7 hits. Yeah. Colerain, no runs on no hits. And when you think about that, you're up after 4 innings, 7 hits to 0, but the score's only 2-0. The Cardinals have made some good defensive stops at key times to keep this game close.
And give Rockstro a lot of credit in there for putting a great placed hit that brings Weekly around.
Clutch hit for the senior Aaron Rockstro. Aaron is committed to Cornell University. Very bright student, 36 on her ACT. You don't get into Cornell without a little bit of smarts, and Aaron certainly has that.
Yeah, Aaron using softball as a way to get a Ivy League education. Aaron's looking to be a doctor.
Yeah, it's interesting to see her that. I know her dad, Bob Rockstro, and to me there's a little disconnect between those sparks, but that's just me. First pitch by Ellie's high and outside for ball one. Leading off the fifth inning for Colerain is number 6, the pitcher, Brittany Smith. Colerain comes in tonight, should have mentioned this earlier, with their red pants. The black and red jerseys, and the Comets are in their home uniforms, black pants with white shirts and green lettering. Mason, and there's the swing out to right field. And what a great catch by Jill Aquila out there in right. That, I thought, I was getting ready to call that the first hit of the game for Colerain, and Jill Aquila dives and catches that ball down the line. Here's the replay. Look at this. Hot shot out to right field. Jill reacts immediately. You can see her moving as soon as the ball hit. Dives, catches it, hangs on to it for an excellent first out of the inning. Ellie should be thanking Jill for a very good play there. Next pitch in on the inside corner for a strike. No balls, 1 strike.
Yeah. And remember, the wind is blowing. That was a really tough play. Jill makes a really athletic move, gets a great jump on the ball, and is able to pull that in. That's outstanding.
Yeah. Ellie comes in, batting now for Colerain. Haley Roberts, the first baseman, and Ellie gets her off to an 0-2 count. Swing and a miss on that last pitch by Roberts. Last one was up a little bit. She swung at it, so they brought it in a little bit higher this time. She looked at it this time. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Roberts. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And there's another strikeout in the 5th inning for Ellie Buffenbarger.
Strikeout number 8.
Roberts, the first baseman I referred to last inning, seeing. Here's Jill out in right field there. I'm sure she's pleased with her effort and the last play she made. There's a swing, and there's the first hit of the game right over the third baseman's head. Tara Sprandl, the designated player in there to get Colerain on the board with a hit.
I was just about to say, if Ellie was able to keep a clean sheet, then she would owe
Cutting
Jill
back
a
here.
nice
We're going to cut back here and look at the Jill Aquila catch. Go ahead and cover that, Eric.
Yeah, look at this. Ball's coming in. Jill makes a great jump, great dive, and holds on to the ball, importantly. When the ball hits that ground, it can very easily pop out. Ooh, Bryce almost gets it.
And you see she's out there first. Okay, we're going to have a replay on this one here again. This is Brooke Rice from her knees. This is exactly the thing we talked about earlier. When you look at this ball is out there, barely in front of the plate. She dives, gives a great effort to try to catch it, comes up with the ball. She's on her knees. The runner's almost to first base, and she fires it down there on her knees for the out. Let's look at this. You see the swing here. Comes up. Bunts it up in the air, straight up in the air. Brooke diving to get it, hits her glove, great effort right there, on her knees, and boom. She's out at first base, and it was a close call, but it was a definite out.
We talked about this before. Brooke's strength from her knees is unbelievable. That's a cannon from your knees. That's a hard throw for her.
Here's another angle on that play right there. Let's look at this. So from the backside here, we'll see the bunt. Pitches inside again. We see that on the bunt. Brooke, great effort to dive for it. That was great in and of itself. Comes up, even with her body squared away, and that is a close play. First base coach is calling safe, and the ump's calling out. We're okay with that. Good call by the ump. Good play by Brooke Rice. Colerain gets their first hit of the inning. Runner is stranded on the bases, and after
there's not many catchers anywhere that are going to make that play.
That is a fact.
From her knees, that is absolutely unbelievable.
You can OU will be happy to have her catching. So we're leading off the bottom of the 5th for the Comets. Olivia Hopkins, the batter, attempts to bunt, fouls it back. The catcher comes up with it. Strike 1. Olivia batting .714 with 3 RBIs. Coming into the game tonight. Senior second baseman. Olivia plays for the OFC Heat in the summer. And we talk about positions, and Olivia's a shortstop, and I mentioned a great shortstop at that. Playing second base, she swings a fly ball to the center fielder. The wind is taking that. Oh, and she drops it. Olivia, and she comes up and throws to first, and Olivia's into second. So Eric, there's your wind again. I just assume that had to factor in there.
Yeah, if you're watching this at home, you don't. It's hard for you to judge how tough this wind is. Center fielder comes in, she's tracking the ball, but it's still moving as it's coming down. It's moving a lot, and it just pops out of her glove.
Yeah.
You know,
she was moving a long way, and that ball definitely came in. Tough play. There's Elena Harrison driving the ball out, and another one off the glove of the center fielder. That's going to bring Hopkins around to score, and Elena Harrison, I'm going to call that a double. The center fielder was going back on that. The wind took it, just took it out of the stretched glove, and drops in there. Elena Harrison's stand-up double. So Elena came into the game batting .750, so she's going to be up to 900 after this. I mean, this sophomore is hitting the ball.
She's drilling the ball, and it's great. And I'm going to give Elena all the credit in the world. It's a great hit, but this is a tough play.
We're going to score that a hit from Elena.
Yeah. That center fielder made a good jump. She had it out there, but the wind, first of all, I think had a lot to do with that ball curving around and getting just outside of the reach of her glove. Great hit by Elena. Great RBI. I do feel like the wind had something to do with it.
And let's go back to that, and let's see what's important here. When a person that is not competitive or not into the game hits a fly ball like that, they could tend to give up and coast down to first base. Olivia Hopkins was running all out, sees the ball drop, and she's taken off to second quickly. The center fielder doesn't even read it and throws to first base. If she doesn't get to second on that play, we may not have the run. We may be sitting here. Now, we have no outs and the chance to score, but I think her effort on that fly ball paid off for her. And there's Zoe Bishop. A deep fly to right field against the wind. It's out of here. Home run, Zoe Bishop. As I mentioned, Eric Bishop is our color guy here tonight, and yes, that is his daughter, Zoe Bishop. I've said this all spring long. Zoe Bishop will be one of the home run leaders, and folks, I'm telling you, we'll get a picture of that flag here in a minute. That flag is blowing in from right field, and Zoe gets a hold of this thing and crushes it to right field. The center fielder, if we see this, the center fielder and the right fielder, they didn't even really move. They made an effort, but that ball was, see, the center fielder already says, it's out of here. I mean, they see that, and the ball against the wind clears it just barely. You can see that, but we're talking about 210, 215 against a stiff wind. Nice job by Zoe Bishop.
Thanks, Dave. It's all I can do to contain myself
right now. Yeah, well, I'm happy too, so I get excited about that. Home runs are great. That takes the Comets up 5-0 here in the fifth, so just as we did in the fifth the other night, we're breaking out with some runs here in the fifth tonight.
Fifth inning seems to be a magic inning for the Comets.
We have Brooke Rice up with 1 ball, no strikes. Let's see if Brooke can get a little energy from that defensive play she made and hit a shot here.
Yeah, and I got to give Zoe all the credit. She has worked her tail off all summer, all fall, and all winter in the cage, and it's really made a big difference. Well, her hitting coach, Wendell Hutchison, has done an amazing job.
Yeah, she's worked hard to be there. I think Zoe really wanted varsity this year, and she worked hard to get there. I would say I had no doubt. We talked about that again before the game tonight. I watched Zoe. Zoe plays for our Ohio Thunder 99 team, and I watched her last summer. I watched her in the fall, and Zoe is a offensive machine when she gets rolling. And there's Brooke. Hits a line shot, caught by Hobaika. Again, Hobaika having a good game out there tonight. We can see why she was a second-team All-GMC selection last year. Colerain had another first-team All-selection in Haley Curtis last year. Haley is playing for Northern Kentucky University. Got to see her play this past weekend in a doubleheader against Oakland, Michigan. So there's Weekly up again. Get another power shot, fly ball to the center fielder for the second out of the inning. So we're hitting the ball. Nice hit by Brooke. Nice hit by Allie. Both caught by the defense. But again, Haley Curtis for Colerain last year, starting for Northern Kentucky in the outfield this year. Sending some talent out of Colerain from the softball team. So Hobica looks to be following Haley Curtis up and following her up and playing well. Ellie's up again. Ellie, tough night at the plate so far. Had that great outing against Lakota West and facing her friend Megan Brandkamp for West. Ellie and Brittany don't really have any relationship that I'm aware of. I'm not sure that they know each other, but I'm sure Ellie would like to get a hit off the opposing pitcher. To mention, Ellie came in the game batting .750.
Yeah, Ellie's having a great season. In every way you can have a great season so far. Let's see. I'd love to see her continue all the way to the end of the season with both pitching and hitting. So.
Yeah, well, being down the bottom, Ellie takes a walk there. That's the one thing we talked about Ellie the other day. She's a patient hitter. She's not going to swing at bad pitches. She's not going to give the pitcher an advantage by giving her an out early in the count. And it has to be there for her to swing early in the count. So she
we're going to see Abby Mullins come in and run for her. Yeah.
So as we mentioned earlier, Abby Mullins, the sophomore #1, comes in to run for Ellie. Abby is a speedster. And she will be in the field. Her and Jill Aquila have been trading off in right field. And there's Allie off right on the first pitch. Down to second on the pass ball. A lot of speed, good softball player. Going to be great to see her in the Comet varsity softball team in the lineup for the next few years. Jill Aquila making that great play in right field. Catcher raises that up. Looks like it could have been a little bit low, but she raised it up for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1's the count, 2 outs, bottom of the 5th. Comets lead 5-0. There's a bunt by Jill. We see her bunting skills there, and she comes off the base. She's safe at first. Runner Mullins scores.
He called her out at first, but it looked to me like she pulled her foot off the bag. But he's going to call her out. Now, Coach Bell's going to argue with this. He's going to try and make sure that we've got the...
Okay, so he's going to appeal to the ump about pulling her foot. That looked like it happened. I would say that we'll maybe get a look at that here in a second. But he calls her safe.
Yeah,
that's not going to go over well with the Colerain coaches based on a couple of debates we've had already. But Mike Young, as he should, checks in. Let's look at the replay here. So there's Jill getting a nice bunt, getting down the line quickly. And we may not see that there from that view, but it does look like the first baseman's kind of moving and sliding away from the base. So home plate ump obviously had a good view of that. Makes his call. Runner safe. As we mentioned, Abby Mullins scores. Brings in another run for the Comets.
Just off enough that the first baseman had to pull and kind of cover the ball. I think she just pulled her foot off.
Right. Well, I think, again, that's, when you talk. Here we go. Let's get this view of the play at first base. And there's the nice bump by Aquila, the throw. So there, and her foot is off. Yes, that is a good. See, you got to give them both credit. The base umpire could not see that from his view. The home plate ump could, and they get together, work, and make the right call. Meanwhile, swing and a miss by Rockstro.
And it's just little things, isn't it? The whole game here, it's coming down to just some little things that are making some big differences in the score and everything else.
If you look at it,
just the throw was just a little off, but it cost Colerain a run.
If you look at it, I don't think we've had any errors by the Comets. Jill Aquila made that nice diving catch out in right field. That's a play that keeps runners off the bases and runs off the board. So we have 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. Comets lead 6-0. 2-strike pitch to Rockstro, comes over. Rockstro has speed. That's going to be tough, and I think, yes, she's safe. So, again, Hobica comes up, makes the play, and the throw, while not her best throw, is on target to the first baseman, and Rockstro, with her speed, beats it out. And this is the type of, this will drain a pitcher right here. Here we go. There's the swing. Rockstro running it out all the way to first base, and she has good speed. And there, and you see the ball come in after Rockstro touches. There's another. There we go, Olivia Popovich. And yeah, another bunt here, and this is the Comet game right here. Nice bunt by Popovich. They don't even turn to look at her. They go back to third base because you don't have a chance with Popovich at first base. And they're learning that. They're adapting already. Third base may have been back a little deep on that play to begin with. Okay, bases loaded. Olivia Hopkins up. Senior second baseman.
Yeah, Popovich's bunt, it's almost undefendable when she gets it down in the right spot. And the third baseman makes the right play to look to hold the
There's one up the middle, and that knocks the pitcher down. She's had a couple back there. Hopkins with the hit up the middle. They're going to throw down to third. Hopkins gets down to second. Popovich over to third. 2-run score, 8-0. And the Coach Schwabel is going to come out to the mound and talk to her pitcher. And that's a good move by the coach. As I saw her warming up, I think she's a pitcher. And that was the third shot back. Knocked the pitcher off the mound. I don't believe she got hit. Olivia Hopkins can hit a ball hard, and that one made it through. The first two, Brittany Smith was able to knock down. Great plays by the pitcher. And that one was low and a little bit faster. Tough to get the glove on that one from a pitcher's perspective. No knock on Smith. That's just a tough play to defend right there. Hard hit up the middle. So we now have 2 outs. Bottom of the 5th, runners on second and third.
And the coach is encouraging her girls, right? Feels like so far the 5th inning has been a magic inning for the Comets all season. Again, blowing it open here. Just some little mistakes by the Cardinals, and it's cost them big time.
And that's a foul ball, just foul down the first base line by Harrison. So we're in the. Let's take a look at the last hit by Hopkins here. So let's see where it catches. So pitcher gets it high over the plate and down the middle. You don't want that. That's not where you want the pitch. She was probably ready for that ball to get hit back. Again, runners on second and third with Harrison up. If Harrison gets a hit and scores these 2 runs, it'll be 10-0 and it'll be a run roll. So Comets with 2 games tomorrow. I'm sure they'd be happy to take a short game. Ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike to Harrison. 2 base runners out on second and third. We have Speed out there. We have Hopkins at second, Popovich at third. It's not going to take much to get those 2 speedsters in. Ball up. 3 balls, 1 strike. This may not be a bad strategy. Not sure if they're doing it intentionally, but walking Harrison to load the bases. Help give them a few force out options with the on-deck hitter. There's a ball 4, bases loaded. And who does this bring to the plate? Ladies and gentlemen, number 8, Zoe Bishop, who hit one out over the right field fence in her last at bat.
Earlier this inning.
The
Comets have already batted around this inning. This is the same inning.
Do you think the pitcher remembers who this is?
Gonna guess yes.
I want to guess that the catcher knows who it is.
I don't think you want to walk her here either because you put a run in. You got to pitch to her.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have a choice.
That's right. 2 outs, bottom of the 5th. Base is juiced for Zoe Bishop. Goes outside. There's the home run from earlier in the inning. You see that swing? Nice, quick bat, short, compact swing, and she gets it out of here. Here we go. Okay, that looks like it might have been a little bit up. She's being aggressive up there this time. I know Zoe, and I know she's excited, and she's full of energy right now.
That'd be an understatement.
But don't rule out back-to-back homers, because there's a slow roll down to the second baseman. Goes over to Haley Roberts at first for the 3rd out of the inning, and that leaves it. Score Comets 8 after 5 complete. Comets 8. And the Colerain Cardinals 0. So, Eric, how about our 5th inning so far this season?
It's just incredible. I don't know what it is or why it takes them 5 innings to get moving, but I'll take it. Comfortable lead here, but we still got, 2 innings to play here. So Comets need to D up. Ellie's pitching great. They only have 1 hit so far. And it's just a matter of let's see if we can retire 6 more batters and get out of here.
So, again, a big inning in the 5th. Let's take a look at a couple of these scores there. There's one of the bunts here. Play down to first. Ball, she comes off. They make that appeal there. Comes another score by Abby Mullins there. Then you have Rockstro beating the throw out here at first. Throw from Hobaika, who's had a great game. There's Hopkins hit up the middle, and she'll see the throw and go down to second. That's a tough hit. You could tell it had a little break back on it, so tough hit for the pitcher to field. Good inning for the Comets. I will say, going back to last year, right on this field, the Comets were up, I believe, 6-0 against Colerain, and Colerain came charging back and ended up scoring 5 and made the game 6-5, made it interesting. I think that was a little bit of a turning point for the Comets. They were playing well, but I think after that game, they kind of gelled, came together, and finished the season really strong, leading to a regional final game with Lebanon, where they lost 2-1 in 12 innings. But a solid season by the Comets. And there's a swing and a foul down the right field side. Strike one.
You can't count the Cardinals off. How many times have we seen a big lead just get absolutely blown away? You know, the wheels fall off. These are teenage girls, after all, right? Yeah. And anything can happen. So,
yeah, we have the number 9 hitter here, Sarah Moorhead, left fielder batting, number 2. And there's a ball right back up the middle and fielded by Ellie. On to first for the out. So there's an example of what you mentioned earlier, composure on the mound. Ball hit back to her, bounces off her glove, rolls away, takes her time, doesn't panic, picks the ball up, fires it to first for the out.
She did a great job there. I mean, you know, she kind of misplayed it a little bit, but took her time, had her composure and poise, didn't rush the throw. It's really easy to panic in this situation. Oh my goodness, and then make a bad throw. Ellie just stands up, trusts her arm, trusts her speed, puts it right on. 1 down.
The ball doesn't have to beat him there by 10 feet. He just has to beat him there, and that's exactly what she did. No pressure, good play by Ellie there to get the first out of the inning. Coming back to our, I believe this is going to be our leadoff hitter, number 10, Madison Boomer, the catcher. Ellie leads her off with 2 strikes. Last one there right on the outside corner. Like a drop ball for strike 2. And the Comet defense, again, playing well again tonight. I don't want to say this. I can't think of too many bad plays that have happened throughout the first 3 games, including this one tonight.
Been really solid. Yeah.
Been solid defense. Working hard on it. Again, even with a young lineup, that's amazing to see. 1-2 pitch, fouled off over toward the Colerain dugout.
Boomer, one of the few base runners for Colerain tonight. She led off with a walk, but then struck out later in the game.
Ellie hasn't had a lot of walks tonight. Had that leadoff walk and then finishes off there with a strikeout. Hasn't had a lot of walks. Had a few strikeouts there tonight. So if I remember right, maybe what, 1 walk and 1 hit so far this game?
1 walk, 1 hit.
She'll take that. I know she had a few walks against West.
Importantly, she's now got 9 strikeouts.
9 strikeouts and 1 walk. That's not a bad ratio. Batting for the Cardinals, the shortstop, Bailey Hobaika. Mentioned she's made a lot of her plays tonight, done a good job. You can tell she's one of the top players on the Cardinal team. And there's an inside pitch again. If you look at that, you see how she stepped out. And it's tough just to connect when you're stepping out like that. Now, she could be reading that, knowing it's going to be inside, stepping to pull that. Still not an easy pitch to hit when it's and on nights like tonight, when the ump's giving a strike inside, that makes Ellie more effective. And there you see it right there. Speaking,
right
it shall be seen.
He's been very consistent with that call all night.
And that favors Ellie. When she's got a pitch that's working and they're calling it, and now you see she goes inside. I would assume that was more of a waste pitch outside. Don't know what the call was from here. Ball 2 outside, 2-2. Pitched by Buffenbarger. That's a changeup and that's a pop-up. And that's where the change of speed gets you. There's the freshman. It's easy for her. Pop up to Weekly. She comes in, catches it easily, makes it look easy, and we roll out to the top of the 6th with no runs, no hits, no errors. After 5.5. Comets 8, Cardinals nothing.
Up this inning, Rice, Weekly, Buffenbarger, and Aquila. Let's see if the Comets can put 2 more on it and just end this game now.
So last inning, again, we talked about shutting them down. Ellie had a play there. She handles that one herself, gets the out at first, comes up to the second batter, swing and a miss for the second out. And then you have the pop up there that Ellie smartly defers to Allie Weekly. And look at this. I mean, the freshman coming in, wind's blowing in, and she just makes it's easy. She makes it look easy. And we've seen a couple balls. We saw one ball dropped in the outfield, maybe a little different situation out there for the Cardinals. But you see how Weekly just casually comes in. She's under control, makes the catch, and makes it look easy. And that's what you like to see out of your shortstop, and it's really impressive when it's a freshman.
Yeah, and again, those pop flies aren't easy tonight. Again, the wind's still kicking.
Yeah, you see the
flag
still
right
going
now,
straight
still
out. That's the one thing about Mason, and when you're a pitcher's dad at Mason, the wind is usually blowing in or from right to left like it is tonight. So that's an advantage. Rice comes up, swinging at the first pitch, and it's a fly ball that drops in right in the middle of the shortstop, left fielder, and center fielder. Kind of hit that no man's zone there, right there. Brooke Rice leads off the 6th with a single. Eric, you were saying about the 2 runs this inning from the bottom of the order.
We could very well get it. That hit, the spot could not have been more perfect.
Yeah, you
the
see that.
Shortstop can't get it. It's really difficult for the left fielder to come in. She's playing close to the line. Center fielder can't get it. It's just a Texas leaguer, perfect hit.
So we're going to have a pinch runner, the freshman, Holland Tolliver, running for Brooke Rice, the catcher. Holland is a pitcher and also is an infield, I think, utility player that is our pitcher. Pitched a great game against Princeton the other night. I believe it was a 1-hitter and a shutout as well. So a nice first varsity start for the freshman Holland Tolliver at Princeton the other night. So she's another one that's going to be around here for 4 years and expect to see big things from her. She can hit, she can run, she plays great defense. And there's a line shot out to the left field by Allie. Got a hold of the ball well again. Left fielder makes the play this time.
Yeah, she didn't quite get as much of that ball as she did on the double earlier. But still a great solid hit and great play by the left fielder to come in. Again, wind's charging the way it is. She gets right under it, makes a great play, and we got one down.
So anyway, back to just to wrap it up on Holland Tolliver, another freshman on the varsity team that's just going to do great things over the next few years. And there's Ellie. That's a swing to right. That's going to be deep to the right field side. Will she run? Ellie's trucking. Look at her. Look at her now. Eric, let's comment on Ellie running there because we talked about her working on her speed, and when you see her going around that base path, I have to say, and I'm usually the one that teases her the most about unhitching the trailer, but she looked kind of fast rolling around there.
She went cheek to cheek. All that speed and agility training definitely paying off. Let's talk about where she placed that ball. Could not have been more perfect. I've seen her do it 100 times.
Let's look at that. You see that. That's
that
a
right
shot right in there in the gap. Again, against the wind out there in right field. And we're gonna give Craig Thompson, her speed and agility coach, credit for that speed, getting around there for a double. Eric mentioned cheek to cheek, and that's a little joke we have with all of our Thunder players, and that's what Craig teaches, cheek to cheek.
Claudia Reed's going to come in and run for her, and we've got Abby Mullins up to bat now.
Yeah, Claudia Reeth, senior, she came in and had a nice bunt in a game the other day, and Claudia's a solid player. Plays outfield for the Comets, senior. And we have Abby Mullins, another sophomore coming in here. And Abby is, she was in that starting lineup going back and forth with Jill when she was injured. And just one of those situations where we have depth. When this speed and the ability to bunt and slap and play defense is one of your 4 outfielders, that just shows great depth. And again, she's going to be around for a few years here. They'll have a place for her and gives the Comets great depth. We'll see her a lot tomorrow, I'm sure.
Well, Abby coming in for Jill. Abby the other night put a line drive right in right field. I think Coach Muff's looking for her to do that again. Abby, a slapper, but she can swing the bat as well. She put this line shot right in her right and scored a couple of runs the other night against Princeton. So
yeah, yes, she did.
She missed it there, but Abby can hit.
You see it, she's going for it. You see the third baseman in there uptight, and that's the way you would expect him to be on a lefty slapper bunter, but don't be surprised if Abby doesn't go right over her head.
Now you got one out, this third baseman's got to protect this run from coming in here. So she'll definitely look her back if Abby's able to get the ball down the left line, the third base line.
Well, she better make her decision quick, because if Abby...
Hold on now, he's calling her out. He said she left the box.
Here, okay, so he called a bunt. For those of you that don't know the slap, when you are allowed to slap and foul it off in softball, you can't bunt and foul it off with 2 strikes. So let's look at that and see where it is. The bat head's out here, and we can see her arms, and she extends her arms down. So that is not a bunt, and she's running through it at the time. So they talked it, and they get the right call there.
We could show them the TV monitor if they really needed it.
Yeah,
Can't do that.
That's a good call. And that's close. And Abby gets her bat out there, but she does follow all the way through, and that's the difference between a bunt and a slap. That's why it's important to have these slappers on your team. They can do a lot of things, and there's a swing and a miss, strike 3. So she did, interestingly enough, go for full swing on 2 strikes there. That's the second out of the inning.
Smith did what Ellie has been doing all day, though. She hit that outside of the plate. That's really tough.
Yeah, well, that looks like it has a little screw action on it as well. So
it's a really good pitch.
Good pitch by Brittany Smith there. Smith hasn't looked bad out there tonight. The Comets have got to run just like they did against the good pitcher from West the other night. Smith pitching well. We've taken advantage of a few drops and a few misplays, and that's the difference, really. We've had quite a few hits, but I think early, as we mentioned, we had 7 hits. We were only up 2-0 at that time.
She's throwing a good game. The Comets have gotten some good hits, and there were a couple little boo-boos by Colerain on the field that were untimely.
Did you just call them boo-boos?
What's that?
Did you just call them boo-boos?
Little boo-boos, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Errors, mistakes.
2 balls and 1 strike to Rockstro. Rockstro swings, foul ball down the left field side. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So we have those 2 runners out there again, guys. It's the 6th inning. Aaron Rockstro, the senior, up. Claudia Reith on second. Olivia Popovich on, and there's a swing. That may drop in.
It's trouble.
Oh, the second baseman does a nice job of getting over on that. I thought I was going to the outfield, and the outfielder looked like she was leaning in a little bit, but the second baseman, Aubrey Hacker, comes in, makes a nice play with the wind. We're going to go 7 today, Eric.
Looks like it. Yeah,
at least.
Trying to look up here how many been left on base by the Comets.
You see the play there. That's a nice play. And I'll tell you, there's 2 things there. It's nice going back, running back. There's actually 3 things. She's moving back, catches the ball. The wind's blowing the ball, so that makes it a little more difficult. And the right fielder was right there on her, so she didn't let the footsteps interrupt her either.
Yeah, that's a great play. And anytime you're running back on a ball that's coming into you, that's a tough play. So give her all the credit in the world. She made a great play on that, and importantly, kept them alive.
Yep. So we see looks like the Colerain JV team coming into the bleachers here. So the JV game must have finished up back there. Again, we're going to give props to our Mason field crew for that JV field being ready to play today. Ernie Harrison doing a great job back there. And then, we have Ron Ante and Doug Heitfeld that help us back to keep these games playable. And I can tell you what, with the parents' support that we have here in the softball program, I like to say we have the best facilities. I like to say we have the best coaches. I like to say we have talented players. And you mix facilities, coaches, players, and then parent support like we have, and it's a fun program to be a part of. All right, Eric. So right here, who do we have coming up? What do we have coming up for the Cardinals in the top of the 7th?
We got 3, 4, 5. Huber, Aaron Schwender, and Smith coming up.
Okay, so we have the heart of their order here. First pitch. Guess where that was? Inside for a swing and a foul ball strike.
The Cardinals down to their last 3 outs. They're going to need to get a lot moving here very, very quickly. Otherwise, they're going to drop a game here.
Okay, look like a rise ball there. And again, number 7, Cameron Huber, the center fielder at the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1 pitch by Buffenbarger. And they're high for a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike. So personally, I would like to see it just go through this. Get them up and down 1, 2, 3. Let's see what happens. There's your inside pitch low. She didn't get that one. 3 balls, 1 strike. Let's see what she does here. No. I would say go right at her here. You haven't really seen a ton. There's your inside corner.
That's a great pitch.
3 balls, 2 strikes. I'm going to look here. I think this is going to be close. It'll be interesting to see whether the Colerain player swings or watches it. And she swings and fouls it off to the right side. Heads over toward the Colerain bus, but doesn't hit it. Full count on Huber. No outs in the top of the 7th. Comets lead 8-0. Pitch by Buffenbarger in there, and a swing and a miss, strike 3. So I'm not sure how many strikeouts we're up to now. We're going to do a pitch by pitch replay here on that, and let's look at here. We got right there, fouls it off inside, pitch up, so she's working her up, pitch in, and then a swing and a foul ball and a swing and a miss. That's
10th strikeout.
So that's her 10th double-digit strikeouts, and she had 10 against West the other night. So coming back with another double-digit strikeout performance. I'm sure Ellie will be happy about that. 1 ball, no strikes to the batter. And there's a swing grounder to Aaron Rockstro. And there's an overthrow down to first base. Fortunately, it bounces off there, and they're able to get it. That's going to be an error on the throw, I believe. Tough to see how that with the pull down here, but I believe that was an error on the throw, error on Rockstro.
Yeah,
and we have a runner at first with 1 out. Here's the replay on that throw. Let's take a look at that. So you have a slow grounder. This is usually money for Aaron. She's a tremendous third baseman. Steps up. Doesn't look like anything. Just released a little high, and you can see Elena Harrison coming off the base. So that is on the throw. So that's unusual for Rockstro. It'll happen here in an 8-0 game, but when the money's on the line and the game's tight, Rockstro will make that throw. And there's a changeup in there. Hump didn't like that. Up high, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. 1 out, again in the top of the 7th here. Runner on first base. Angel Aaron Schwander on third. On first, foul back for strike 1. Have our pitcher up again here, Brittany Smith. Again, she's done a nice job in the circle tonight for the Cardinals. 2 balls, 1 strike. The pitch by Buffenbarger. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Our outfield is, looks like we have Mullins out and right, Popovich in center, Bishop in left. And the infield has stayed the same the whole game. And a swing and a miss, strike 3. Strikeout number 11. 2 outs in the inning, runner on first. Bringing up the first baseman, Haley Roberts.
Roberts 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts this game.
Okay, so not really worried about. There's a strike on the inside corner again. No balls, 1 strike. Roberts has had a solid game down at first base. Had that one where she kept it in front of her. Did come off the base, but has made a couple other plays. Looking good down at first. And there's a swing and a miss, strike 2. That looked to be a little bit up there, and I think she went for a bad pitch. A little anxious there. This shows that she's a freshman, so she's a good one starting varsity for Colerain as a freshman. That's impressive, and we'll have to keep our eye out for her the next few years. 2 outs, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch by Buffenbarger, and it's in there on the outside corner. Throw down to first by Brooke Rice. Safe at first. Keep that runner honest here late in the game. Ellie worked Roberts out on that last pitch. Wouldn't be surprised to see the inside pitch here. She comes in with the screwball. Ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes. All right. So we have a 3-2, 2 outs. Runner should be going on the pitch here. We'll see what Buffenbarger does with the pitch. The wind up and the pitch up high, ball 4. Unless, yep, I thought it was ball 4. Now have runners at first and second. 2 outs in the 7th.
Yep.
So Tara Sprandel, I believe, has the only hit for the
That's correct.
Cardinals tonight. So here we are with runners on first and second, and Sprandel with the only hit in the game. Let's see what Buffenbarger does here. There's right down the middle. He's going to start her off right there. I think that's a smart pitch. I would say that Colerain's being patient here, not swinging at first pitch, not waiting until they get a strike, but good pitch by Buffenbarger. This looks like a changeup, and it was. That ball broke off. No balls, 2 strikes. Nice pitch there. Change of speed. Has a lot of movement on it. The 0-2 pitch. And that's another hit. And that's going to get that. Bishop falls down in left field. So we're going to have runs here. And we have a fly to left field. I think that was going to get over it anyway. Aaron Schwinder comes in to score. We have runners on second, third. So we're going to give a double to Tara Sprandel. She's had the hot bat tonight. The only 2 hits for the Cardinals. Runners on second and third. Sprandel on second. Roberts on third. 2 outs. Top of the 7th. Comets still lead 8-1. So up to the plate now. Number 13, the second baseman, Aubrey Hacker. Buffenbarger leads off with a strike. No balls, 1 strike. Now, Eric, we know Ellie. I'm going to say she doesn't like that hit, and I'm going to say that there's a very little chance that Hacker's going to, no criticism of Hacker, but I think there's a very little chance that Hacker's getting a hit here, because I know Ellie inside right now is not a happy person. And there's a swing, 3 straight pitches. Strike 1, strike 2, strike 3, and that's the game. 3 outs. They did get the run. Colerain gets the 1 run in the top of the inning. Final score is Comets 8 and Colerain 1. What do you think about the game?
I thought it was a great game by the Comets. You know, unfortunately, there at the end, she did get a hit. She was going to get a hit anywhere. Unfortunately, Bishop falls down, and we get an extra runner around and ruins the clean sheet on the Comets. But, you know, outstanding game by Ellie. 11 strikeouts, just a couple of hits in the game.
Actually, that last one may have made it 12, right?
That's right. So 12 strikeouts, just a couple of hits in the game. You know, only 1 error by the Comets by Rockstra there at the end. But importantly, the Comets get 8 runs. They left 11 on base, too. It could have been worse or better, depending on which way you're looking at it.
Okay, so cue the music. We have a final score, Comets 8, Colerain 1. Thank you for watching tonight on ICRC-TV. You can go to www.icrctv.com and find the game on YouTube, and also for times of later plays. Thank you for watching. We will be back here at Mason a few times the rest of this year. Our next broadcast will be on April 13th against Lakota East. Thank you for watching, and have a good evening.